Yeah. Yeah. Here we go, and the leads are set. I definitely love the starting side for Padrick here. He's going to go with this Incineroar and, of course, the Iron Bundle. And it's going up against King Gambit and Fluttermane, of course.
Fluttermane threatening back that Iron Bundle is probably going to take a ton, so much damage. I can say a ton, not so much, I meant all of damage. As we are seeing Padrick wanting to make a switch here, going from the Iron Bundle into that incursion on this abilities or power. I mean, as the little the field and electrolyze.
Yay, a debut for the Urchin. We love Pinch Urchin. Yeah. This is nice. Oh, it took a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. Hold on.
So we don't see any fake out coming out of this bar as we can see immediate flawless. I don't believe it got the burn. Luckily for Kaige, as we are going to see a low combined with that Padrick is now able to respond with a free switch.
Raging Bolt is a very powerful Pokemon to bring into play now. It's got a decent amount of bulk, but it's kind of scary when you're looking down the eyes of a Fluttermane here that can get a very powerful Moonblast or any kind of failure move into that slot. It's going to just hurt despite that huge special bulk. And of course, we have King Gambit. It does hit hard like a truck. It will go through your HP quite easily. And we already saw all the damage done to Pinch Urchin. So this is a really tough and precarious situation to navigate. Nah.
So gonna output a ton of damage on the average side as well. Likely going to that rating goal. And it is going to harass typing is no longer weak to Fluttermane's territory.
This definitely bolsters that defensive capability from this Pokemon here. It's not going to take nearly as much as a Sucker Punch goes into that Fluttermane, doing somewhat negligible damage, unfortunately. But hey, it's pretty interesting that you have this pickup option. Never mind, don't have that pickup option anymore.
I mean, a Sucker Punch damage.
Yes, yes.
Thanks to the guys who made being lost on and every Pokemon on the field here enjoying the nutritious effects of grassy terrain.
Yes, and of course, that terrain has been changed, so unfortunately, there will be no Core Drive activation here. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out for Padrick.
Yeah, so neither of these Paradox Pokemon, carrying the blue, curious how their training transmit speeds. As we do see Iron Bundle flinching before the moves being and a critical hit on the way. Given that it is still a 4-to-1 scenario, this Fluttermane very easily respects Dagger and takes out Iron Bundle.
Yes, and it does go down, and it's going to be a 1v. Wait, I don't even think we've seen any of Caige's, the rest of Caige's team.
Sucking Gambit lead, taking Intimidate, and then not much else.
Wow. Yeah, Kaige looking really strong here in this situation. Some heavy adjustments needed from Padrick to continue on in this set. It was looking really interesting at first, but then we saw Pinchurchin lose like 60% of his life. Oh, that was rough to look at.
Yeah, so notably on Padrick's team, the only natural fairy resist is a Mungus.
Yeah, it's a tough
If you want
state.
to bring that Pinchurchin, you're not really able to get off that sleep that a Mungus wants to throw out.
Yes.
And, you know, it's not super threatening into the Fluttermane, although it does have Sludge Bomb as an option, so I wouldn't be shocked to see Padrick move things around here. Maybe foregoing that cute little Pinchurchin option in favor of some, frankly, better Pokemon.
I mean, we love to see Pinchurchin, but we do see the adjustment being made immediately with a bit of a switch up here. You know, I do like the idea of using Game 1 to scope out your opponent, see what their strategy is. Yeah, we have it on paper. Kim has access to what moves your opponent has, but seeing them play and seeing how things turn out is very different.
Absolutely.
So he can use that information we got from Game 1 to adjust and make a stronger comeback in this next upcoming round. And hey, maybe that information is going to be pivotal into his decision making in this one.
Yeah, so notably from Kaige, we didn't even see the main mode of the team being that gouging fire going absolutely bonkers with Howl and King Gambit. But we did see a very aggressive option from Padrick on that turn 1, going for a Flare Blitz into the King Gambit, just getting off that immediate damage, knowing this King Gambit won't outspeed me. I don't need to fake it out. I'm just going to try to KO it right here. But its partner not able to do the rest of the work in Iron Bundle, knowing that it was probably going to drop to that Fluttermane, and that's not something you can afford on turn 1.
Unfortunately not.
Yep. So Gouging Fire wearing its big crown next to its King Gambit. Royalty has arrived on the field here in the face of Tornadus and Amoonguss, looking like it's 2011 all over again. So King Gambit and Gouging Fire on the field, really, really strong here. Amoonguss poised to just go for some strong spores, although Gouging Fire could just opt to not go for a Howl and just take this Amoonguss out really, really fast, as we are going to see the option of a Terra Water from Amoonguss. I wouldn't be shocked to see a Kowtow Cleave and a Heat Crash go into that slot, as Tornadus not really loving its position, Amoonguss definitely liking it a lot more.
All right, here we go. We do see a switch out early on. What is coming in? Oh, it's Marilyn. It's a Rillaboom the Grumpy. That's a very upset monkey. But yeah, he's coming in, and now the battlefield will be of that grassy variety.
So we are going to see a terrestrialization from Padrick's side of the field, going to safely Terra Water that Amoonguss, but Kaige calling this and probably going for a Heat Crash, but more importantly, getting that King Gambit off the field in favor of that Rillaboom, not going to be able to be hit by a potential Spore, thanks to its grass typing, and threatening if it decides to go for that Terra Water, as a Howl actually comes out and is going to boost the attack of both Pokemon by 1 stage.
Yeah, that's going to be very important for dishing out tons of damage in that next round. We're going to see a very big change up in the next round. There's going to be so much damage. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready.
Yeah, so as I said, this Rillaboom poised to get big damage off into the Terra Water Amoonguss. Tornadus a little out of its element here, not threatening much damage, although, scratch that, it can do some good damage to that Rillaboom. But with a Gouging Fire on the field and now at +1, not liking it nearly as much, as Incineroar is going to hit the field and reset those +1 boosts back to neutral.
I really like this switch into Incineroar here because one, it's going to be able to go for a fake out in this upcoming turn, and then after that we have the parting shot to help neutralize the Howl boost that was gone for in that first round.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, this Amoonguss running Sludge Bomb, opting to not run Protect, would have helped it out a lot here to protect it from the big Wood Hammer.
That's a ton of damage going into this sad mushroom here, and it's going to trickle off like the rainfall.
And that icy I can't make a snow joke here. I'm not witty enough. But that Breaking Swipe doing a lot to neutralize this Incineroar's damage output in the future, and just do generally good damage.
Yeah, man, angry monkey do angry monkey things, man. That's how it is. But we're going to bring Iron Bundle in to try and hopefully take up the Select. We did get our game plan set into motion with the Snowscape, and now these blizzards will hit very hard, despite a resistance even, quite possibly.
So, even though Iron Bundle is probably the fastest Pokemon is the fastest Pokemon in the set, I believe that Gouging Fire Photosynthesis Booster Energy did raise its speed, so is going to be outsped by it here. I'm not sure how much damage it's going to take because of that snow. Heat Crash, obviously, still going to be strong as can be, as King Gambit hits the field now, not wanting to take a Fake Out and a free Blizzard.
There goes the Fake Out, as we sort of discussed, and that Heat Crash not doing much damage at all here. And here comes the Blizzard, and that Gouging Fire took a massive amount of damage, and the freeze on King Gambit, no way!
So, a pretty good position for Padrick here, turned into an absolutely impeccable one.
Yes, bro.
As maybe a Heat Crash plus Sucker Punch would have taken out Iron Bundle. No longer the case, except for 20% of the time when a thaw can occur. Very, very precarious now for Kaige as Blizzard doing Blizzard things.
Yeah, I mean, freezing is very, very powerful mechanic in Pokemon as tradition, you know? And now you're in a situation where your Pokemon is basically knocked out here until it thaws.
Yeah, an interesting interaction here. If Padrick decides to go for the Flare Blitz into King Gambit here, it will thaw that King Gambit out immediately. And I think Kaige may be banking on that, as we do see the Flare Blitz come out, thanks to the -2 from 2 Breaking Swipes, not doing nearly enough to King Gambit, as it is going to thaw for free this turn, thanks to the Flare Blitz. I don't know if there's a burn chance after that, which, if there was, it didn't occur, as Iron Head going out into the Iron Bundle, not super effective, probably should have been a Kowtow cleave.
For sure, this Iron Bundle reaching in its bag, just the survivability here, man, is just so clutch right now. These Blizzards doing massive amounts of damage, and here comes the grumpy Gorilla back again. But I don't know if he can handle one of those Blizzards.
Yeah, so definitely can't handle one of those Blizzards, but with King Gambit and Rillaboom on the field, not worrying too much about them thanks to their priority attacks and choice specs locking in Sucker Punch hitting for free, and Grassy Glide probably knocking out here. As we saw not a lot of damage come out from the Flare Blitz last time, I don't think another one's going to be enough, as Low Kick into Incineroar might be enough.
Oh, that's a negligible amount of damage, but Parting Shot coming into Angry Gorilla. Yo, it's not Rillaboom anymore, it's just Angie.
Yeah, so a little calmed down Rillaboom here. Playing with fire here a bit, though, knowing that if Incineroar comes back in the face of this King Gambit, it is going to get a boost. Low Kick going into that Iron Bundle, despite being super effective, I don't think Iron Bundle is very heavy, although it is made of iron. So regardless, even with the snow, being able to pick up that knockout is absolutely huge for Padrick.
Yes, that Iron Bundle just did not have enough HP to survive another attack as powerful as a Low Kick from a King Gambit of all things. But what's even more unfortunate is you're giving another boost to this King Gambit. I think it's +2 at this point, right? That's a lot of power.
I believe it's just +1 right now, but nonetheless, as powerful as can be, and powerful enough to handle these two Pokemon. Again, though, with that Assault Vest on King Gambit, not able to protect itself from a potential Fake Out. So Rillaboom also massively threatened by this cat, as we haven't seen Caige's last Pokemon, and I think that's going to be the make or break in this game.
Ooh, and we see the Terra coming into play here for King Gambit. What is it gonna be? It's that Dragon typing. Interesting. That means Flare Blitz is gonna do next to nothing into the Dragon typing here. That's gotta be the move that was clicked. I hope to see.
Ooh.
Oh, and a timely dodge from the Angie Monkey. No way. He's surviving.
Woodhammer going out into the Incineroar here is going to bring it just above half, as King Gambit Flare Blitz without a possible crit here. Not going to be enough. Do we see the burn from Flare Blitz? I don't want to speak it into existence, but it's always possible. Citrus Berry procced here on the now invisible Incineroar for some reason. Going to heal back to about 3/4 of its HP. No burn here. Low kick going into the Incineroar. With that +1 is enough to KO Incineroar.
King Gambit being the king of the courts right now, getting these key knockouts here, it's just too much to handle. But we do still have this Tornadus, but is it enough? Sucker Punch coming into play here. Oh my goodness.
Just barely surviving there.
But the double knockout!
Double knockout. So if Kaige has something in the back here that is weak to that Bleak Wind Storm or has moves that can miss, might not be free as Padrick is hanging on by the skin of his teeth with this Tornadus.
Well, at least we know this Pokemon is indeed fresh with no damage on it. That's got to count for something. It all depends now on which Pokemon was chosen, and it's Fluttermane. It's Fluttermane, and it's definitely going to take 1 or 2 of those Bleak Wind Storms without any problems. That definitely feels like a game to me, and we got to start thinking about game 2.
Yeah, Padrick seeing the